Hey everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scopes for the 21st of January. So yeah, it's one of them long days because we have a new moon, and the moon also moves into Capricorn. There's a void of course moon, and I think something else. Anyway, I'm going to discuss them all. So yeah, I'm just going to go right into it. Okay, so the order of today's events, and remember it's based on constellational astrology, and all times are in GMT time, UK time. Okay, so at 9:23 the moon enters Capricorn, AM that was. Then there's a super new moon at 8:54 PM. So I'm going to talk about the super moon now and the new moon. And if you want to know more about the moon in Capricorn, then listen to the end of this audio, and that will be tagged on at the end there. Because like I said, I've pre-recorded all the moon phases now because they happen each month, and the same thing happens during each moon phase each month. So yeah. So a super moon is when the moon is at its closest point to the Earth in its elliptical path, also known as a perigee moon, so it appears bigger than it does at other times. According to some astrologers, a supermoon enhances and deepens emotions, intuition and awareness, and repressed desires and feelings can surface more intensely, and we can feel more vulnerable and exposed than normal. During these periods, we can be more easily affected by cosmic influences. Our creative and passion can be intensified, but so can our need to be angry and controlling and dominating, so watch out of that. But it can also be a time of increased spiritual presence and awareness, when we can experience a deep connection to our higher self and the universe or higher power or God, whatever you call the creator. It's a time to be mindful and gentle with yourself and tune into your inner wisdom. If you look up to the night sky, you'll be able to see the bigger than usual lunar disk, and it can be breathtaking. It is said that the super new moon brings with it a special energy, a feeling of pure magic and wonder. So take a moment to look up and let the mysterious beauty of this celestial event fill you with awe, wonder, and also the promise of new beginnings. Also on the 21st of January, we have a new moon at 8:54 PM. New moon energy is all about new beginnings, even if it's just new ways of thinking and doing things. When it is new moon, it's an excellent time to think about the new ways to improve your life, start new projects, look for new career path, begin new courses and things like that. Rearranging your home or office for comfort and practicality is also a good use of this energy. Still, it may not be best to take practical action just yet. Nevertheless, researching or creating a strategic plan to ensure you will stay consistent in trying to achieve your fresh or continuing goals is the best use of this energy. Don't underestimate the planning side of things. People are more likely to think more independently, focusing on their own priorities, so there can be more introverted behaviour and less socialising. Anything started under the new moon is well expected to be a success in the long run if you are prepared to do the hard work to make your dreams a reality. At the onset of a new moon, it's the universe's opportunity to manifest something new in your life, to fill any lacking voids, whether it be a fresh experience, deciding to become the individual you were born to be, or trying a new service, or buying a new object, or trying a new product. This is your cosmic chance to feel revitalized. So sometimes that means finally getting that new couch you've been eyeing for months, or maybe it's the new job you've been dreaming of. But more often than not, it's something more unexpected, or something that you know you need to do, like ending a toxic relationship or toxic addiction, but you've been putting it off because it can be scary to do so. New moons are a time when the higher power and the universe and the planets conspire to bring you exactly what you need, and sometimes you don't even know what that is, so some of you may be surprised. But we must make room for new beginnings and fun. You may find yourself doing something you've never imagined, like taking a random road trip, or spontaneously starting a new course, learning a new skill, or anything else like that. Negatively, Because people can become intensely focused on their needs at this time, they can be increased egotistical and selfish behaviour, and at the extremes using controlling behaviours to get what they want, which can cause full-blown arguments as people try to dominate each other and the environment. So yeah, the new moon can also be a good time to invest money in your own personal development or long-term investments in stock or other markets, especially those related to food, creativity and entertainment, but make sure you check the facts before taking a risk. So new moon rituals, some rituals to do during the new moon. Some people find it beneficial to take a moment to reflect on what it is they want to bring into their lives, thinking deeply and intentionally. Some people create affirmations that speak to bringing more power and reaching their highest potential. Writing down their thoughts and feelings can bring clarity to your vision, so take some time out to journal. Planting seeds, literally and metaphorically, can help manifest your desires. Consult your intuition, tarot, or another divination method to gain insight into your innermost wishes, or create a vision board to help you stay on track. Don't forget to reach out to the people who can help you on your journey, or you may prefer to create a sacred space, so filling this space with items that can bring joy and that are special to you. Lighting some candles, burning some incense, sitting out under the tree unless it's really cold, or just in your bedroom or in the bath, just a place where you can set your intentions, write down your plans. It's best to avoid energy drainers and say yes to maybe dates and invites that come your way during this time, but don't ignore red flags. All in all, everything that happens over the next few weeks during the new moon phase can teach us big lessons. So yeah, that's general interpretation of the new moon. Now I'm going to take a full look into the astrology of the new moon for the 21st of January 2021. So at the time of January's new moon, the moon and sun make a trine to Mars. Transiting sun and moon trine Mars are powerful energies that brings a rare moment of synchronization between instinct and action. It's a time when you can trust yourself to act without hesitation, tapping into your intuition and inner strength to accomplish your goals. Your inner guidance system is especially strong, with your ego and emotions making a trine with your motivation drive, which is the sun, and your emotions obviously is the moon, helping you to understand intuitively what is wanted and how to get it. Quick reflexes come naturally, allowing you to make decisions and take action quickly, confidently and with courage. This is a prime time to make bold and decisive decisions and take decisive action, and trust that the results will be satisfying if you are prepared to plan and stick with it and hold a sense of purpose. You may also be drawn to physical activities such as sports and exercise. This energy supports you in getting active and pushing your body to the limit. Seize this opportunity and make the most of it. It's the perfect time to make a daring move and be rewarded for it. The moon and sun sextile Jupiter. This aspect supports the directness of the moon and sun's trine to Mars, giving you the chance to see expansive possibilities and giving good luck. People in positions of power can be more accessible and willing to help you during this time, making this a great time to approach them with requests, or you may decide to go for a leadership role, or you can be the one that people come to. You're the one with power and people may ask you for help and you may decide to help them. Also, this energy makes it good for those who may be investing their time or going for promotion in businesses involving travel or different cultures. You can expect smooth sailing, both literally and figuratively, because some of you may actually be taking a trip abroad or going for a job that involves travelling. If you're willing to work hard towards whatever it is you want to achieve at this new moon, as you venture out and explore the world, it can happen. The moon and sun also conjunct Pluto, so the effect of these two transits can manifest in many ways. Still, most commonly, it gives the energy to be immensely driven and ambitious, but people can have the urge to exert more control and dominate others. Relationships may become more territorial, and it's possible that disputes could arise due to the need to be like, this is my space and get out of it, and people may want to invade the space. So yeah, also these energies support new beginnings and ending things that drain your energy. Negatively, with the powerful force of Sun and Pluto combined, some people may be driven to achieve their goals in, egotistical, selfish and fanatical ways and become jealous or obsessive. The best use of this energy is to use your willpower to assert your self-empowerment and go after what you really want, and to think and feel positive and develop or use your enterprising spirit. The optimistic energy is contagious, so capitalize on it, make the best of it, and avoid trying to control the people because it always backfires. Moreover, it's likely that your relationships with those who express their feminine energy more, or your emotional side, can be really work with you at this time, because we've got the sun and the moon trining Mars as well supporting this. And the sun and moon trining Mars can make us all go crazy, and with the sun also conjuncting Pluto, people can do the most craziest and wildest things, so watch out for that. But making love can be really passionate right now, or hooking up, whatever it is you like to do. So yeah, make the most of these magical conjunctions and trines. So yeah, additionally, the sun and moon also make a quintile to Chiron, so it's a great time to deal with emotional, psychological and spiritual wounds. These quintile transits support the energy of the moon and sun trine Mars, supporting a heightened sense of intuition and insight, which can be used to move forward in a positive direction. When the sun and moon quintile transit Chiron, the effects are quite profound, and it can be a major life-changing event for some of you. This can be a powerful time of healing and opening up to the possibilities of transformation, supporting the call of the moon and sun conjunct Pluto, which wants us to transform and do what it takes to reach your highest potential. It's a time to break free from old ways of being and to embrace the unknown. During this transit, you may have a heightened awareness of your body and its needs and feel more in tune with your emotions. You may also encourage a stronger desire to connect and learn from the wisdom of the universe. This transit can also bring opportunities for personal growth and a wider perspective on life. Through this transit, you may find yourself able to access inner truths and open up to new possibilities for a better life. It is also an incredible time to bring these changes if you want to. With these esoteric aspects of the moon and sun quintile Chiron, a unique cosmic synergy is created. Also at the time of the new moon, I'm going to look into the Sabian degrees now. So the moon and the sun are in the 8th Sabian degree of Capricorn. Remember, I do constellational Vedic astrology, so this is based on where the planets and luminaries, sun and moon, are in the sky at any given time, rather than the seasons, which Western astrology uses. So yeah, the Sabian symbol for this time of the new moon is of the 8th degree of Capricorn is birds in the house singing happily. So this symbol brings attention to feeling contentment and joy when living according to the values and customs of a stable, imbalanced, equal society. I know this is something that's not readily available in our current world. There's a lot of conflict. But even if you're not part of a stable society, which we are not, don't worry, you can still experience joy in your own unique way. So this symbol wants us to change how we perceive the world, knowing that it will always contain some element of madness. So it's best to train your mind to deal with it, avoiding as much crazy as you can, starting with doing all you can to understand, heal and manage your own psychological and emotional wounds so you can become more balanced, so that you can stay centered in your inner sense of joy and peace no matter what life throws at you. Doing your part to keep society running smoothly can be incredibly fulfilling right now. It doesn't have to be something like developing a social networking app. You can do something simply like doing the work to transform yourself, and this can help change our world. Pluto is in the 5th degree of Capricorn, so the Sabian symbol for this tagline is Indians rowing a canoe and dancing a war dance. So this Sabian degrees draws our attention to the need to harness physical and emotional forces to create an atmosphere of achievement, applying that a certain level of assertiveness may be required to release the latent capabilities of a collective, which supports the calling of the Sun and Moon conjunct Pluto and the Mars' trine with the Moon and Sun also, to assertively go after what you want while respecting others. Because Mars plays a big role as well, Mars is in the 15th degree of Taurus. The tagline is a man with a rakish silk hat, muffled braves the storm. So this is letting us know that we must shift to a higher state of being in which we allow ourselves to gain insight through learning from the lessons that we've experienced in life, so we can develop a more inclusive and still psychological and emotional state. As the old saying stays, adversity or wealth reveals who a person really truly is. So times it's hard in our world. Character and personality is something that cannot be bought. It has to be cultivated. So this degree supports once again that this new moon is all about choice. So it's up to you to define who you are and to bring the changes into your life to make you a more rounded person if that's what you want to do. Jupiter's in the 11th degree of Pisces. So the tagline for this is seeking illumination. Although the late and great astrologer Dame Rudder tagged this as man travelling a narrow path seeking illumination, which I feel is more on the money, bringing again under the spotlight that often in life, if you want to find success and happiness, you have to develop routine and structure, avoid self-destruction, habits, relationships and thoughts. Walking a more narrow path, which is an interesting concept that can be interpreted in many ways. For some people, it means, taking a restrictive path that's more focused and ignoring anything and anyone that doesn't fit with your goals. And this doesn't mean disregarding them and not being compassionate, but also discerning and knowing when someone's willing to change and when someone's not, and being honest with yourself in the ways that you need to change as well, which can lead you to a great journey of self-discovery where you must become aware of your innermost thoughts and feelings and beliefs in order to gain a greater understanding of yourself and the world. Or for some of you, you may decide to take a more spiritual approach in which you open your mind and heart to gain spiritual clarity and insight. No matter which path you decide, it is clear that the path is often narrow and the journey is long, and narrow means you have to sacrifice and give up, self-destructive things really. Otherwise, you're always going to be pulled off your path and never reach your highest potential. Walking a narrow path requires dedication, focus and perseverance, and it often signifies the literal and metaphorical journey that one has to make, and showing us that life is full of choices and also unforeseen circumstances and obstacles. Shows us that we must carefully choose the steps that we want to take and to proceed with each step with caution, to avoid pitfalls and dead ends and repeating our past over and over again and getting stuck in ruts and stuff. We have to move on and let go if we really want to make change. Otherwise, just saying it won't make it happen. It's the believing it and visualizing and the practical action which brings change into your life from my experience. Also, some of you will have to make difficult decisions at this time, and there can be a greater risk of uncertainty because giving up on all that, getting out of your comfort zone to go in a more spiritual or just to make a better life for yourself as well. So walking a narrow path is the process of making difficult, ethical and spiritual decisions, which can make you take a different approach to life, to be mindful of the choices that impact the world and the people around you, and more importantly yourself. Walking a narrow path is ultimately being brave and giving up and conforming to what others want you to do. Chiron is also in the 19th degree of Pisces at this time. So the Sabian degree for this is a master instructing his people. So this symbol brings to our attention the ancient practice of passing down wisdom and influence that maintains the spiritual and creative impetus of the cycle in its sort of like this undistorted form. So some of you may meet a wise teacher within or without of you, because sometimes the greatest teachings come from, within, when we're dreaming and you're just sitting there and self-reflecting and things like that. And these visions or this new teacher or this friend or someone more expert can show you a better way to live your life. And if you're willing to take slow and steady steps to transform your life, it can be possible to reach new emotional, spiritual and psychological heights. Treasured knowledge must be passed from individual to individual, and yet it is shaped and tailored to unique circumstances of each particular person, yet the core message is always the same: give and receive love. So it just points to us that, we have these ancient wisdoms in our world, but sometimes it's about updating this knowledge so we can teach to people in ways that they can understand. So, some of you may decide to become an alternative healer, or to, again, we've had Saturn going into Aquarius this week, so you may take the calling of that to become more enterprising and to create a business to bring some kind of social change in your family even, or your community, or globally. So this Sabian degree of 19th degree of Pisces calls to us that we must update ancient knowledge to fit with our modern world, but we must also respect tradition as well and give respect to those that have come before us while following these traditions. And this can be like, the world is a mess, and the government and other structure totally needs an overhaul, and this is true. But instead of just thinking, we need to get rid of it all, what from our past human history of, let's say, the last 20 to 30 years has actually been good? Like social media, it's caused a lot of destruction, but it's also allowed a lot of people to have good things in their life, find good groups or husbands and wives or other marriage partners or friendships, and also allow them to get access to knowledge that wasn't readily available. So it's about updating with the old with the new, rather than forgetting the old completely. The overall theme of this new moon and the alignment of the transits and the Sabian degrees involved is taking the chance to come into the awareness of your deeper wounds and realizing that the potential for healing them is within you. Also allows you to understand your emotional psychological struggles with greater clarity, allowing you to see the underlying issues that have an impact on your life. With this newfound understanding, we may be able to take positive action to address our pain, your pain, and bring yourself closer to authentic and balanced emotional, psychological and spiritual healing that can lead to greater, more balanced personal expression. Okay, now I just want to talk a bit more about Venus SemiSextile transit Neptune at 5:44 p.m. That also happens today. And because it's exact today, I just want to talk a bit more about it. So when the celestial bodies of Venus and Neptune are in semisextile, the energy in the cosmos is charged with a unique and powerful vibration that can be felt in the air. This special energy created by Venus semisextile, although subtle, can be quite potent. It is said to bring forth powerful change and spiritual growth and open up new horizons of love and understanding. This could be love of another, love of nature, higher power, or yourself. This alignment encourages us to look at the world around us with a more open mind and be more compassionate in the way that we look at ourselves and others. It can also bring an increased understanding of our relationships with others, help us to tap into our creativity and intuition, and encourage us to think outside the box and explore new possibilities. It can also bring forth clarity and insight, so it's good for creating content for content creators out there, or if you're going to start a book or your own website or anything like that, focused on inner values, finances, possessions, nature, makeup, beauty, the subconscious mind, the prison system, how we imprison ourselves, the secrets that we often have from our friends and family, and our family secrets, and we know how we all can have family secrets that we're not allowed to speak, or we pretend that these things never happen, like, I don't know, Uncle John who did something really terrible or whatever, or Auntie Joanna, or non-gender binary Auntie Joanna, whatever. So yeah, also creating content on how humans can increase their psychic powers, and they're looking at all different aspects of psychology, learning from your past mistakes and how that can help your personal development, helping those who are more disadvantaged, being more empathetic about your own and other people's and the world's problems in general. So as you can see, that energy feeds into nicely with all that I was saying about the new moon, that if you really want to grab up and change, because really I used to be one of those who wanted to save the world, and it's not that I don't still want to do that, but I know that I can't do that. All I can do is encourage people to, look after themselves, and not in a selfish way, because as we look after ourselves more, we've got more to give to others, and we can understand why people do these things like lying and cheating, and why sometimes we can't make others change, but we can change ourselves. So that's why this is called the Holistic Astrological Podcast, with the focus on how we can change ourselves. Also, the moon's entering Capricorn, giving that practical energy to help us make those changes. So I'm going to add that on at the end of this. So when the moon's in the constellation of Capricorn, people are more concerned with their careers and public matters and what is practical and profitable, and are more inclined to push their emotions aside. There can be an increase in socialising and networking for career or other professional reasons. You and others can become more formal and uncaring. This is a good energy to organise and become more disciplined in thought and action. Making a financial plan for your old age and helping others to do so is a perfect use of this vibration, as are all other forms of financial and material planning. Do your best to positively reduce any stress you have about your financial, spiritual, and emotional health. Negatively, the moon transiting in Capricorn can make for a lot of family drama, arguments over money, status, taste, or lack of possessions. People can be more withdrawn, pessimistic and depressed than usual, being fearful of trying new things or hearing fresh ideas. Rather than sort yourself out from your emotions, relieve any stress you have about your financial, psychological, physical, spiritual and emotional health in a positive way, rather than, keeping it all in. That can lead to you drinking your sorrows alone and stuff like that, because Capricorn makes us do things in secret rather than out there typically. The best use of the moon in Capricorn is to concentrate in business, household and other practical matters or problems, focusing on your own personal or career goals, development and healing, without becoming too excessive and egotistical and sorting out those you're intimate with without explanation or sorting yourself out. Although you may be more emotional, reserved, then other times it's best to speak to all you come into contact with sensitivity and understanding, rather than being cold, because this can just come across as just not caring. Do all you can to avoid excessiveness, pick your battles wisely and protect your reputation by being ethical and direct. It's an excellent time to help any children or anyone younger than you whose lives you're involved in with their career or educational process. When the moon is in Capricorn, it's good for gardeners to plant all forms of root crops because it supports rapid healing and excessive root growth. This increases final yield. It's also a perfect energy to fertilise and prune your garden, as it will recover quickly. So yeah, thanks for listening everybody. You all take very good care of yourself, and that was the daily scopes for the 21st of January.